Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anne of Reinforcement Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. Today, we are going to talk about regrets. The thing that I don't want to encounter as much as possible. Even to the point that I'm going to get myself embarrassed. I'm going to fail. You know, there are loads of times in my life wherein I failed. And because of the too much pain, hurt, and to the point of getting broke, and I got disgusted by it. And I realize now that since I got over the feeling of disappointments and doubting myself, I also got over of this so-called regret. Well, to be honest, there are a lot of things that I could have done better when I was younger. You know the way when we're younger we can fool around, we're still healthy, we could fall, we could do anything, when we were young, like teenagers, early 20s. We have ample of time to build ourselves by the power of mistakes and taking risk while we're young. But when we get older, yes, we can still take the idea of failing and taking risks, but we are much careful as we age in taking risk. Because we're going to come to realize that life is short, and we don't want to waste our time, money, as most importantly our health. But to be honest, in my status right now, taking risk, if it's really if it's worth losing, to be able to get the prize that I'm aiming for. To be honest, I'm willing to do that, even if it takes the longest time, even if I keep failing and failing, to the point that I'm gonna, I can able to get the goal. Because there are some things that I'm doing right now which doesn't give me any results, but I still keep doing. Mainly because of regret. I never want to experience or think about the things that I miss out while I'm still alive. I don't like regrets. That is why I am doing the things at the best of my ability, things that I think it's worth doing, choices that are worth, to make and execute to fulfill those choices. I had regrets before, and I have learned. I have been to that point wherein I felt guilt, and wherein I wish that I have done things differently when I was younger, especially when that teenage life. And I have loads of disappointments, which actually I just realized that it's all because of me, But I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't do anything about the past. And I have also gone through that, living with regrets and disappointments wherein I was doubting my decisions, and I even avoid taking risk, which made me crippled. That I felt like I'm not smart enough. I'm never going to be enough. I wouldn't able to make it. And in all those years in the past, before I got disgusted about my situation in the past, before I decided to make changes, to learn the lessons of my mistakes, I keep overthinking about the past, wherein I didn't do anything. And when I did something, it didn't work. It didn't work because I haven't done enough. It didn't work because I didn't do my best. It didn't work because I didn't try harder. That was the reason. But during that time when I thought about it, like before I, changed my mindset, I thought I was a failure. And, way back when I was, after the graduation, before I was 22 years old, before I got my first job, yeah, I was, there are many times before, in that age, early 20s, wherein I don't want to get up from the bed and I don't know where I'm going. But the best part was, that was the time when I'm tired. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of thinking the way I think. It's all negative and I'm not going anywhere. And, it's all negative. I couldn't move on because I feed myself with negativity before I got disgusted by my own thinking, by my situation, and for my limitations. I was the one who limit myself. And by the time I learned about regrets, that perfect time when I was nearly 30s, could be 28 or 29 years old. That time, that was the time when I flipped the switch. I have experienced this flip side of regrets, wherein I make better decisions because I have experienced a lot of mistakes from the past. So because of those mistakes, I was able to make better decisions for myself, and I'm not even afraid of making decisions anymore. Because if I failed, I've been there. Okay, I'll just do it again. I could try harder and harder and harder until I get it. I failed many times, and there's no other thing that can ever help me get what I want, but just keep on trying and face failures. And that made me resilient. That helped me become resilient, dealing with regrets of my own choices and actions in the past. So, what I've learned about regret, all in all, is that, I've experienced the wrong side of the table, the regret, the hardships with it, and then I flipped the switch. So, what I've learned is that, I wouldn't say that since I've learned from the lessons in the past, things would go out perfectly this time. I wouldn't assume that ever. Well, there might be things that I'm going to regret this time, which at the moment I've nothing in mind. But I would gladly acknowledge it to myself and do something about it. And in that way, regret wouldn't control me, wouldn't define me at all. Because, I feel like when you regret something, it's in the mind. But when you do something about it, you're like hugging your own self. That it's okay, we do something about it, rather than nothing at all. You're just overthinking all day, all night, nothing happens. But when you do something about it, that's actually the best part. It's like, coming back to life, coming back tougher, better, stronger, smarter. So, a regret can be a stepping stone if you ever experience it. A stepping stone or a roadblock, which can hinder you to make decisions to the point of overthinking, anxiety, depression, or whatsoever. So, if you ever experience regret, please take advantage of it. And I would also say this to myself. Like, I'm not going to watch this video one day. But, the best part of making a lot of mistakes is that you're not afraid to take risk at all. Because you're already full of shit, so you have nothing to lose. All you got to, all that you can gain is just take risk. But as you age, it has to be as much as possible. I mean, at the best of your ability, calculated risk. Due diligence, because I've already made the mistakes in the past. And I don't want to do it again. So, yeah, there is a downside of regrets as well as the flip side to it, wherein nobody is ever immune to regrets in life. No, there's no exemption. Even rich people, they have regrets. All of us. Life is always been unfair. Everybody has this so-called life. Even the richest man in the world. We got to deal with this. This is life. So if you ever get something from the episode today, I hope I said a valuable lesson. You can share this to your family and friends. You can follow me in Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, even in Amazon Music. Reinforce Me Club. By the way, this is Anne of your fellow Positive Reinforcer. I do appreciate your time and have a lovely day ahead. Thanks very much.